Chat. I am your host, Nizzy, and in this video, you guys are going to be breaking down another victory last night for the Edmonton Oilers by a final score of 2-1 over the Vancouver Canucks. Getting ourselves back in the win column, improving to 6-1 on the season, you guys, after losing our first game of the year against Philly a couple days back there. We bounced back nicely in a hard defensive battle against the Vancouver Canucks here. Koskinen stands on his head in this one, you guys. Just a good all-around team performance on the defensive side. Power play still firing at a hot clip here. 2 for 2 on the night. Right real quick before we start breaking down this game from last night, you guys, if you can go ahead and like this video if you like sporting content like this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. I've been getting a ton of support lately from you guys, and I greatly appreciate it. We're going to keep coming out with as much content as possible here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start breaking down this game from last night. Canucks moved to a 3-5-1 record on their season now. A couple games below 500. Like I said earlier, the Oilers are 6-1 now on their season, getting back in the win column after their first loss against the Philadelphia Flyers a couple days back there, you guys. That power play is so nasty for the Oilers. Hands down the best power play in the league. They might set historic records this season if they keep this pace, you guys. 2 for 2 again last night. Pretty much if they're going on the power play, you're almost guaranteeing they're going to score a goal these days. It's just an outstanding how quickly they're moving the puck around to the open guys. Those cross ice feeds for the one-timers are just nasty. Just an outstanding performance on the power play so far this season. It's exactly what you want to see, especially when you got top-end talent that's good at drawing penalties, guys like Connor McDavid who are getting held all the time. So you're going to get your opportunity on the power plays at least once or twice a game. The Edmonton Oilers are, and they seem to capitalize more often than not these days, which is just huge for us. It came down to that at the end of the game, right? There's those 2 goals on the power play is what sealed the deal for us. Should have been a shutout. Personally, should have been a shutout there. It's pretty unfortunate that Vancouver was able to pot one home with 5 seconds left in the game. Was really hoping Koski was going to get his first shutout of the season. He played outstanding, absolutely stood on his head for us in that game last night. Exactly what we needed with our top goalie Mike Smith being down with injury right now. Going to need Koskinen to step up and have some big games once in a while, and he did just that last night. Had 29 out of 30 saves for a .967 save percentage. Stopping a lot of big-time shots, making some plays for us. Was pretty good behind the net, controlling the puck as well, pulling a little bit of tricks out of Mike Smith's bag there. So overall, I really like the performance from Koskinen. He can be an up-and-down guy for us, as we've seen in years past. So the fact that he's been pretty solid since Mike Smith has been out has been huge for us so far this season, because we're going to need him to play at a high level if we're going to want to make a good push into the playoffs this year. So liked what I seen from him. On the Canucks side of things, Demko also had a great performance against us Oilers there. 32 out of 34 saved for a .941 save percentage. So he's been really solid against the Edmonton Oilers this year and the 2 games that we've played Vancouver. He's been one of the main reasons that they've been able to stay in the game, obviously with the Oilers having 34 shots on goal. A lot of prime time chances as well that Demko was able to stop against us there. Comparatively as well, they had 30 shots on Koskinen there, right? So it was lots of shots coming on net. Both teams are playing solid defense in this game. It was a hard-nosed, hard-checking game. Kind of had a playoff feel to it a little bit there. But overall, just a good performance from the boys on both sides of the ice there on the offensive and defensive side of the ice. First goal of the game, Fogle gets back on the score sheet there with the 2nd of the season. Able to pot one home at the end of the power play there, assisted by Bouchard and Nurse. So you like to see him get on the score sheet again. He's been outstanding for us so far this season. Really like the energy that he's brought to the table here on that third line with Derek Ryan and Cassian. Those guys have just been tenacious out there on the ice so far this season. Loved what I've seen from them. It's nice to see that getting some nice depth scoring right now with the squad, helping out guys like McDavid and Draisaitl, taking a little bit of pressure off of their shoulders, which is exactly what you want to see. And then on the second goal of the game, for the Oilers on the power play, once again, Draisaitl with that nasty one-timer, assisted by McDavid and Nugent Hopkins. I believe Nuge has 10 assists on the season now. I think he's tops in the league in assists. Hasn't scored a goal yet, but he's making the proper passes to get those assists right now. I think McDavid's up to 16 points on the season now after his single-point performance last night. He's got a point in every game so far this season. Unfortunately, broke his streak of multi-point games. I think he had 6 there, so now that's done because he only had 1 point last night, but still, nonetheless, just an outstanding performance from the squad, you guys. And then obviously, like I said, that last goal, there's only 5 seconds left in the game. Vancouver is able to get on the board. Brock Besser was able to put one home, assisted by Horvat and Miller. Just a little bit unfortunate there. Like I said, I was hoping to see Koskinen get the shutout there because he did perform very well. We just kind of broke down a little bit late there with 5 seconds to go. He was able to Brock Besser was able to get a nice shot on goal from inside the slot there. Not much you could do on that one. Thankfully, like I said, there was 5 seconds left in the game, so there wasn't much Vancouver could do after that goal was scored. It's not like they had a lot of time to be able to win the face-off at center ice and get down into their offensive zone here and try and make something happen. There was no chance with only 5 seconds to go. So at least even though we did allow them to score, we allowed them to score in garbage time at the last few seconds of the game there, so not too shabby. But overall, just a solid performance. Really liked what I've seen from Evan Bouchard. Once again, he was playing solid in this game. Darnell Nurse has been real good for us this season. It's just nice to see a full team effort. Lines 1 through 4 making an impact out there. All 3 rotations of the defensemen all making an impact out there. Tyson Barrie's starting to get rolling on his season here now. Hopefully we'll have Mike Smith back in the next week or two here. I'm not too sure how long he's going to be on the IR. But in the meantime, at least Koskinen's playing good hockey for us in net there, which is exactly what we want to see. So coming up on Monday, you guys, the Oilers got their next matchup versus the Seattle Kraken. First time we play the Kraken this season. We'll have to see how that one goes. Hopefully we can keep the win streak going here, get to 2 wins in a row, improve to 7-1 on our season. We'll have to see what happens with that one. Canucks got a couple days off before they play the New York Rangers on Tuesday. They're going to want to try and get things rolling as they are at a 3-5-1 record. They're going to try and get back to 500 hockey here to try and keep pace to be in a playoff position this season. And hopefully the Oilers can keep it rolling. Calgary's been outstanding so far since that one lone loss to the Oilers. They lost one in overtime as well, still acquiring 1 point. But they've been pretty solid this season so far as well, so there's going to be some hot competition at the top of the division here between Calgary and Edmonton this year. It's going to make for some good battles of Alberta down the stretch, you guys. But nonetheless, that's about all I got for this video. You guys would love to get your opinion in the comments section down below. How do you think the Oilers fared in last night's victory? What do you think our chances are of being able to beat the Kraken on Monday night there? Would love your guys' opinion in the comments section down below. And please go ahead and like this video if you like sporting content like this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Thank you guys for watching, man. And this is Nizzy with Nizzy Sports Channel.